when I got that email, then my nerves got jumping and I'm like, oh shit.
Registered in December and he won in February. Hasn't even been 4 months and there's 2 more that you're bidding on.
Yeah, you have to bid. I don't have no military experience under the website yet. I haven't did any of those, but I'm just a regular Joe. I followed the steps. It was simple. Building relationship with him and just keep that open line of communication with him.
I have Jamal with me today. Get this. He registered in December and he won in February. Welcome to the channel.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Like, how did you get into government contracting? Like, what led to even registering?
My best friend came in. He just came in, busted in the door, talking about he want to start a box truck company. So I'm like, box truck, because my background is entertainment. I'm a producer of stage plays, concerts. I just got done doing an independent movie with Clifton Powell. So I'm always shaking and try to make something happen in my life. So a friend of mine, he came to me and said he wanted to start a box truck company. And I'm like, box truck company. So what I did was anything that I get into, I'll go straight to the internet. I went on YouTube and starting a box truck company. And then the first person I seen that came up was Dr. Travis Davis.
Yes.
And I just happened to just started listening to him. And I never knew about government contracts, but I was so in tune to what he was saying that as far as businesses, I know business. So I took the leadership and just started following him on YouTube. Again, every time I'm in the gym, I would put on Sam.Gov contracts. Then your pretty face pops up. So I'm just start following you. That's how I got with you. And then I just started listening to you every morning, every night before I go to sleep, and start writing notes down. And I followed the steps, got my UEI number, had a little issue with that, with going back and forth with them because my address changed and everything. So got that situated, finally got my cage code. So when I got my cage code, I said, I'm ready to go. So the best thing I was thinking, for me anyway, I'm not a phone person, so I don't like to use the phone. So I like to knock on people's doors. So I seen the solicitation down in Atlantic City, the Coast Guard. And they needed an HVAC unit repaired. That's how I got started.
Well, hold up, though. Hold on. This is amazing. But I just want to make sure I heard you properly here. Your background, entertainment, your friend talking about the box trucks. Yes. So then what led you to then even pursue HVAC with the Coast Guard?
Okay. There's so many solicitations because like I said, I'm in my music is entertainment. So I meet a lot of people. I know people with companies and so forth. So I know a lot of people that does a lot of things on a positive note. So when I seen this HVAC, a friend of mine, I know her cousin had an HVAC company. And I just put the two together. I said, you know what? Let me try this solicitation. I looked at the scope of work and I said, you know what? It wasn't nothing too serious, but I just gave him a call and told him this. Listen, I let him know that I was getting into government contracts. And he was like, oh, how you get in there? Because I always wanted to do it, but he never, followed through with it. So I just let him know what I was doing. I needed to, me and him needed to take a ride down Atlantic City because I called the Coast Guard and told him that can I have a site visit?
Oh.
Yes. So we made arrangements for me to have a site visit. Took him with me. He seen, and they were just normal people, really. Like like you need something done at your house. I think either you said that or somebody. I got that from somebody. That normal people. He just had a baby. The point of contact just had a baby, so it was just something to talk about, trying to build a relationship with him. And then we went and he got the quote. I did what I had to do. Made a proposal, and a week and a half later, I got an email.
Oh my God. I'm processing all of this because I'm like, you arrange a site visit, you have someone with you who's an expert, but then you're like, oh, I just did the proposal. Like, how did you put that together? Because often that's the step that most people get out about.
You do a great job. You does a great job as far as step. I can listen and I can hear and I can follow directions. It's not that hard for this job anyway. It wasn't in detail as far as they just needed a quote. I gave them a capability statement of my company that what I provide and attached it to the email, and that was it. It was simple. It was simple. But again, when I got that email, then my nerves got jumping and I'm like, oh shit. I don't want the goddamn email. What am I supposed to do next? So I'm running around here with my head cut off. So I just calmed down and matter of fact, because I had to go back to one of your YouTubes. What's that form you fill out?
1449.
There you go. You know what I mean? So I had to go back and listen to that. Okay, this, you know what I mean? So test that. And right now we're still working on it.
So talk about what is the work? Because you mentioned HVAC, Coast Guard, Linux.
Well,
what
the
is
work
it?
is the HVAC unit had broke down.
Oh, okay.
It was the air conditioning units. They wanted to repair, and that's where we're at right now, repairing it. But if we repair it and it doesn't, you know what I mean? The repair work doesn't work, I think we have to put in for a whole new unit. So.
So they were hoping, as we do, just like with us, nobody wants to pay for a brand new AC unit. So you're hoping, they can repair it, but there are those times that you got to get a new one. So then there's the possibility that you could have a contract mod if it turns out that they need to do something different.
Right. And just like I said, building relationship with them, and because I calls and want to, let him know our situation, because we had to reorder some more parts and get everything to just keep that open line of communication with them. And that's pretty much what we do right now until the job get done. We should be done the job in another week.
Wow, that's fast. That's so fast.
And the holdup was waiting on parts to get in. Yeah.
I mean, that's not really, we don't have control over that.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just how it is. And talk about staying in contact with the point of contact. Is it phone, email, text? Like how does that?
It's email, because they're busy doing what they do. So I'll just email them. That's all I do.
And is it the same person who was at the site visit, or is this a completely different person?
Same person.
You know, those site visits pay off. If you can physically go as the owner, I sincerely believe it makes an entire difference.
Yeah, because I would drive an hour, 2 hours and knock on somebody's door, and if it's in my area, I'm going there because that's the person I am.
Mm-hmm.
I got to knock on your door and introduce who I am, because I'm not, like I said, the phone conversation is there, but I'd rather just knock on your door. But I'm working on another solicitation that's in Oklahoma.
Okay, what does that one involve? What does it entail?
That's a sewer line, utilities running sewer line from the road to a building. And what I did was I seen the solicitation, I read through it, and it was a Friday night. I emailed 3 utility service companies and asked them, let them know the scope of work. And I also used the chat box. AI. I used the chat box to make sure it sound professional. I'm real. I use the chat box. They put it together for me, and I send it out to them, and I let them know the scope of work that I'm looking for. And Monday morning, I got an email for one of the contractors, and I talked to him. We talked on the phone. He went out and scoped the project and gave me a quote. And hopefully, I just submitted that a week ago.
Wow.
Hopefully.
And how was it calling these vendors? Because some, they don't like doing it, or emailing them, and they're like, they don't want to work with me. They got so many calls. What did you find when you reached out?
Like I said, that's why you have to go for me, I'd rather knock on their doors and call them, listen, having to go into the job and see what needs to be done. But like out there, like I said, he responded back to me that he was interested. So when I called him, we were just talking about the job and see, and I let him know. I said, listen, I'm working on this project. I gave him my company name, and I just need you to help me out. If you can, take a look at it. And the thing that what I'm having a problem with as far as giving them too much information. And I don't know where, like right now, it's another solicitation I'm working on in Montana. And it's a big job for internet service. And he just emailed me today and asked me, can he speak to the point of contact for more detailed information? And I don't know. I'm like, hold up.
So if I may, in situations like that, go to Sam.gov and you log in, and you can put in their name to see if they have a cage code. So you go to Sam.gov, you log in, and then there's an option for you to search entities. Then as far as if they want more information, simply provide the questions to you, because you're the main point of contact.
Okay.
No different than if you order something from Amazon, you're going to go through Amazon regardless of if it's a third-party vendor or if it's through Amazon. They're never going to go, the government's never really going to go directly to them. It's always going to be you. And lastly, sometimes the information they give you, that's all they're going to give you. I mean, you can ask for more. This person may want more, but it doesn't mean they're going to get it. Yeah.
Well, what about if I have like a 3-way conference call with them?
I think I love that. That's a brilliant idea to have the 3-way conference call, but check first.
Okay.
Check first to see if they do or don't have a cage code.
Okay.
Because we want to prevent them trying to go around you. So this is what some companies will do. They'll give you an inflated quote, and then they will bid on their own and provide much lower numbers. But I love that idea. It's as long as the agency is open to a 3-way call, as long as they're open to that, by all means, they like using the different platforms out there, but just make sure that they're open to it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And that's a nice job if I can get that. From the scope of work I've seen.
I love that. Is that federal or state?
That's federal.
Awesome. And again, registered in December, 1 in February, hasn't even been 4 months, and there's 2 more that you're bidding on.
Well, you have to bid. You have to go after. I'm trying to get to a point where I can do at least 15 a month.
I love that.
I mean, that's, but the whole thing is for me is the researching, just going through a solicitation. It might take me a day and a half to figure things out as far as getting back to get a quote. So I'm trying to get at least three a week.
I love that. And especially for the areas that you're in, there's no reason you can't.
And another thing too, I want to let people know it's a lot of military personnel that retired or they have some type of military experience. I don't have no military experience. And it seems like those are the ones that's into the same government contracts. There's a lot of that does it. And I'm just a regular Joe that's trying to get into the game. And once I get in the game, I'm gonna just crush the game after that.
Which you are. Yes. You're already crushing the game. And I love that you brought that up because you don't need to have government experience, be a vet. I never worked for the government. I'm not a veteran. I mean, and it's easy to think that, but in reality, like you said, this is a space open to anyone. Wow. So for the person just starting out, what would you advise is like the number one thing they should be doing?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And there's 2 types of people in this world anyway. There's dreamers and doers. What are you? You know what I mean? A lot of people can talk that talk and, everybody have vision and dreams, but you have to put it into action. And you got to execute your dream. And without taking that first step, you're always going to be dreaming. I encourage everybody, don't be scared. Just go ahead and do it. And because I believe that a lot of people think the government is so huge, which it is, but they're normal people too. So I realize if I can show my face and show my, let them see what I can do that's the way I look at it.
I love that. I love that. And so what are some things that you wish those starting out, like they would stop doing, that you come across as you've been in this space?
It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading. You got to really want it. You got to really want to do it because I was at a point one time I couldn't wait to get home to get on the internet. I had to get to Sam.Gov just to, once that one hit, I just kept, I know I can get another one. You got to just keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to keep trying.
I love that. And it can be a lot of reading, but you got that win and it showed like, okay, then I can keep doing this. And I mean, there's over $800 billion. Like there's no shortage of work in this market. I'm
just the average guy that's trying, as far as understanding business. And I understand business as far as doing what I need to do to get the job done.
Well, you're doing an awesome job because people are going to want to reach out to you. They're going to contact you. They will find you. I'm just letting you know, how can people reach out to you, Jamal?
My email is Roche, ROACHE Solutions, SOLUTIONS @gmail.com.
Awesome.
Go to the website yet. I haven't did any of those. I'm there. They're going to come, but I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay. So to recap, you were able to win without having all of the things checked. Didn't go for certifications, pretty website.
It was a blessing that, yes. And like I said, you got to go out there and knock on doors and pick up the phone if you have to. But there is, like you said, it's 96,000 solicitations. You got to fish through it and get to it.
You really do. And for anyone who doesn't have a copy, you got to check out my book, winnerswavebook.com. I got to get you a copy, winnerswavebook.com. Check it out. Also, everyone, feel free to join the Facebook group, connect with Jamal. I mean, this is beyond inspirational. I am so excited and proud of you and for you, because this is going to snowball. And before you know it, you're going to say, oh my gosh, it's been a year and I have this multi-million-dollar business, because you'll get to the 15 submissions and then you'll have somebody else trained, and then it'll be 30 and then it'll be 45 and then it'll be, it's just that beautiful snowball. And there's so much work. I mean, I just saw a thing for fake money, movie money that an agency wants to buy.
Fake money?
On Unison. Yeah. So it's like, it's unreal what the government is buying, but who couldn't do that?
I see somebody one day, I never knew nothing about goat grazing.
Yes, goat grazing.
And I had to look it up, and they really buy goat grazing.
For real?
I'm like, yeah, and there's companies that does that type of work.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that the other day, and I looked that up. I said, wow.
Yeah, the goat grazing. There was one once for horse training you know how horses do the different trots?
Yeah.
To have somebody train, I think it was some army horses on the different trots and stuff.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for helping.
Well, I appreciate you. This is amazing. I mean, what you're doing, it is truly, truly, truly amazing. And again, please reach out to Jamal. Pick up my book if you get a chance, winnerswaybook.com. Join the Facebook group. And as always, everything is possible. Until next time.